Hey everyone, I'm Chief Meteorologist Taylor Canoost here with meteorologist Will Rowe, and we wanted to spend a couple minutes updating you on the tropics because for the first time this season, we may have some impacts locally here in South Carolina. So we'll start with Will and give us a broad view of what's going on across the Atlantic.
Yeah, that's right, Taylor. We still got Hurricane Gabrielle out there, expected to become post-tropical here later today or into tonight. We also have Humberto, which has developed yesterday, and we are continuing to watch that for a potential interaction with this system right here, which could develop here over the next few hours, maybe 48 hours or so. We are watching that for development, and that is going to make or break the forecast for us here in South Carolina. So Humberto is slowly going to push off to the west before making a turn to the northwest, and depending on how quickly it does so is going to impact the forecast for our potential development, which Taylor is going to tell you about right now.
This is a very complicated forecast. There's a lot going on. It's unusual to have two tropical systems this close to each other, and they may be so close that they actually determine each of their paths, more so Humberto affecting the future path of Imelda. So we're confident that both these storms are going to take this track over the next several days, and they'll be located right about there around Sunday. What happens after that remains to be seen. There's two different possible scenarios. Here's scenario one, and this would be the good news for us in South Carolina, is that Imelda, future Imelda, and Humberto are close enough to each other that Humberto actually basically yanks Imelda out to sea away from the East Coast. And with that scenario, we would have limited impacts here locally. Another factor would be this stationary front is almost a barrier to slow Imelda down just a little bit. Now, another thing we have to keep in mind is we have this upper level low over the southeast. In scenario two, Imelda may get yanked inland to the northwest toward the Carolinas around next Monday or next Tuesday, getting caught up just enough in this upper level low to direct its track toward the Carolinas. This is the scenario we're worried about, and the scenario that more and more models today have been showing.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
That's why we're kind of growing more and more concerned, unfortunately.
Yeah, so let's compare the two model runs. This is first the European model. This stalls Humberto out to the east, and that is actually going to allow Imelda to continue to work its way towards the Carolinas, and similar theme with the GFS model. It shows kind of the same thing. It does have Humberto sped up a little bit, so if that were to happen, you notice how they're trying to come together here. You got that isobar trying to wrap around both of them, so that's still something that we have to keep an eye on. But for now, it is looking more and more likely that South Carolina and North Carolina could see impacts from this tropical system.
Yeah, so again, never something we want to see or pass along this message, but we do want you all to be prepared in case this does happen. It's not a guarantee to happen just yet, okay? Stay tuned to the forecast. We're going to get more and more information, better data fed into the models that give us these forecasts. So bottom line right now is the impacts to South Carolina are at least a possibility. That does include us here in the Midlands. We could have damaging wind. We could have flooding rain. We could have tornadoes. Those are all a possibility if the worst case scenario materializes. It'll be next Monday into next Tuesday that we would have those impacts if this worst case scenario develops. So, Will, we're obviously going to be paying close attention to this.
Yeah, something that we'll have to keep a very close eye on through the weekend, so you can stay tuned on Watch Fox News and also on the Skywatch weather app for the latest information here as this progresses over the weekend.
Yep, and of course we'll keep you updated online as well on all of our social media platforms and on WACH.com.